Welcome everybody to Ridiculously Raw, the most must-see show on YouTube today. Your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Floyer here, joined by the phenom Michael Bullock, the Twisted Angel Didi Woodson. We're awaiting good old MF Michael Fletcher. I don't know if he's going to be joining us, but if he comes in, we'll catch him up on what he missed. If not, then we'll just go. So yeah, my name. Yes, Bullock, you have something to say?
Oh, I just accidentally just hit the unmute button. So go right ahead.
Okay, so let's move on. Um, get going here with this show tonight. Monday Night Raw was live tonight from the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, on the USA Network. Off the heels of a very, very good Evolution pay per view last night, an historical Evolution pay per view. And, well, tonight it was back to reality because this was not a good Monday Night Raw. And Didi Woodson, you want us to move quickly? Well, we're going to move quickly here tonight because, I mean, there were a lot of cutouts this evening, and a week after that epic Raw we had in Providence that MF Bullock and I had the pleasure of attending in person. Well, this time around, not so much. We're only gonna talk about the relevant stuff here tonight. So we started off with Constable General Manager Baron Corbin with the Universal Championship, talking about the big match with Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar at the Crown Jewel event on Friday. And out comes Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, interrupting Corbin. Thank the Lord. And then Heyman puts over Lesnar like he always does. And then Braun Strowman shows up. And yeah, and then he had his rebuttal. And then Baron Corbin tried to, protect his little main event like any paranoid authority figure would do. But he paid for it because, he put his hands on Strowman, and Strowman went to town on him, giving him 3 running power slams. And then Brock Lesnar F5s Braun Strowman and lifts up the Universal Championship high for all to see. And, well, that's basically the segment in a nutshell. So, Bullock, no need for any detail on that. So, anywho, the good news is that the live crowd was hot for Braun Strowman, and they loudly chanted, "Get these hands." That, random heel turn a couple months ago was a foolish one, and there was no telling whether fans would be quick to get back on board with him following his abrupt return to the babyface role in the wake of the Roman situation. But the crowd was behind him. The angle was very basic, and it was hard to not feel like Strowman was an oafish dope for turning his back on Lesnar. Heyman did his usual strong mic work, and his predetermined line was a gem. So I would probably say maybe second best segment of the night here. That's really all I can say here. So, Michael Bullock, come on in, fresh off our first Raw chat we've had in quite a while. It's been a long time since we've had one. So, but we had one tonight, and you don't have to go, you don't have to explain any detail or any of that. I covered it. We want to get Didi out of here as quickly as we can. So, your quick thought on this opening segment?
Yeah, I thought this was a good opening segment. Basically, you want to give a little bit of momentum to one of these men going into that crown jewel event. And the one thing we both loved, Florio, was when Constable Corbin got running power slam not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I guess we could say that was the best sight that we saw there. So, and because of this, what we have to say. It's booking 101 here, folks. And maybe this is a sign that Braun Strowman is going to become the new Universal Champion. We'll find out this Friday at the Crown Jewel event. So, nice way to start it off. So, Didi Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, this was a solid segment. Anything watching Corbin getting beat up, to get thumbs up on that. Yeah, I agree. Booking 101, more likely we're going to have Strowman would win, which would be about time. So, not much more I'm going to say about it. Florio, it's yours.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You're absolutely right, Didi. I mean, Strowman Strowman long overdue, and I know we're not doing any special shows for Crown Jewel, but if you're gonna put me on the spot right now, Braun Strowman's walking out of Saudi Arabia with the Universal Championship, just like he did the last time they were in Saudi Arabia with the Greatest Royal Rumble when he walked out with that green belt when he won the Greatest Royal Rumble. So he left Saudi Arabia with one belt. He's going to leave Saudi Arabia with another. Let's hope so. So, all right, let's move on here. First match of the night, a return match from last Monday in Providence. We saw it again tonight. Finn Balor against Bobby Lashley. Yes, that annoying little you-know-what was out there with him, Lio Rush, doing his vintage Lashley chants. Yeah, please. Finn Balor wins the match via a disqualification in 9 minutes. But there is news that came out of this. Now, it's been reported that John Cena has voiced his displeasure about going to Saudi Arabia in the wake of the controversy that's going on over there right now. And, well, apparently John Cena is no longer going to be in the World Cup because General Manager Corbin, in a backstage segment, because of what Bobby Lashley did to Finn Balor, Bobby Lashley will now take John Cena's place in the World Cup, and we'll address the bracket in a little bit. But nonetheless, Balor wins it in 9 minutes via disqualification. So, Bullock, I mean, this match not as good as the one we saw in Providence last week. The one in Providence we saw was better. So, Bullock, let's get your thoughts on this. I'll meet you, Mike. Okay.
Yeah. What was the time of the bout again?
9 minutes.
Yeah. I'll give it about 2.5 for the effort. I mean, yeah, not as good as the match that we saw last week in Providence, but yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, Balor getting the win by disqualification. I mean, do you want to make Lashley look like a strong heel? And you know what, D.D. Woodson, I'm sure you're going to agree with me on this. Lio Rush is at the point of go away with his mic work, especially with that whole Lashley. I'm like, dude, shut the you-know-what up, please.
Cram it down his throat.
Yeah, exactly. Shove that mic right down his throat, and you know what? Shove it up his keister, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I mean, now as far as Bobby Lashley getting into that Crown Jewel tournament, I mean, no surprise, because there were talks, of course, of John Cena not being in the not going to Saudi Arabia because of the situation going on there, but I guess it's true now. So yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So D.D. Woodson, I give it to you. 2.5 on the match.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 2. And in the immortal words of The Rock, let's shine that puppy up and turn it sideways and just stick it up his candy you-know-what. I'm not going to say the word because I'm going to respect Florio on that one. So, yeah. Lio Rush definitely passed go away. And everybody knows I hate DQ finishes like this. Leo doing what he did, very unnecessary. Why the heck they team these two together, I don't know. Lashley is good enough for mic skills, good enough for wrestling without having a little weasel out there pushing his buttons. So basically, they're turning these two into the next Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman in my book. So not much more I'm going to say about it. Mario, it's yours.
Yeah, I agree, Didi. 2 to 2.5. I agree with Bullock's rating. You know, on the match we saw in Providence last week, I thought was a bit better, if I'm to be real honest with you. But this, not as good. And yes, I mean, as I said, the story came out last week that John Cena and Daniel Bryan objected to working Crown Jewel due to the controversy with the Saudi Arabian government. And you know, we saw this angle tonight, and I hate to say it to all my fans in the Yes, to all our friends in the Yes movement, don't be surprised if tomorrow night on SmackDown Live there's an angle that they may do the same thing with Daniel Bryan. I mean, they could find a way to replace him and have AJ Styles defend the WWE Championship against another challenger. So that's going to be interesting. And they tease the confrontation between Styles and Bryan for tomorrow night. So that's going to be most interesting to see tomorrow. But that's all there is to say on that. Let's move on now. 10-woman tag team matchup. Yes, I said 10-woman tag team matchup. Trish Stratus, Lita, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya squaring off against the Riot Squad, Alicia Fox and Mickie James, Alexa Bliss in their corner. Winners of the match in 12 minutes and 20 seconds, Trish Stratus, Lita, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya. It was let me see here. It was Natalya. Natalya taps out Alicia Fox with the sharpshooter, and it's only fitting that our that Dee Dee Woodson, our resident women's wrestling expert and our host of our successful Evolution pre-shows, our pre-show and recap. Our recap show only got about 10 views on MF's channel, I'm sorry to say, but good news, Dee Dee. Our pre-show got just north of 40 views on my end, so well done. Congratulations, and your thoughts on this 10-woman tag. Fight of the night for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it was my fight of the night. I'm actually I'm gonna shoot it probably 3 to 3.5 stars. Love the fact that we had these ladies teaming up. We had Trish and Lita doing the little poetry in motion type thing again. We had Bayley and Lita both doing a twist of fate. Trish and Sasha, doing some moves together. It was kind of nice to see, them working together like that and everything, and paying homage to, some of the other people they've worked with. And, it was just very well done. Both teams, in their own way, kind of shined in this. So, I thought it was very well done. The girls did a great job, especially coming off of, Evolution. So, not much more I'm going to say about it. I'm going to toss it back to you.
Yeah, 3 to 3.25 for me. Definitely the fight of the night. I mean, by default, the fight of the night. I mean, none of the matches really stood out. I mean, this is the only match that really stood out for me tonight. I mean, all 10 women worked hard. I mean, another great match from them. A crowd-pleasing send-off for Trish and Lita. I mean, I'm sure they're probably going to go away now for a bit, and unless they bring them back for another event, which I would love to see. So it was great to see Trish and Lita over these last few weeks. I mean, I wish we could have gotten them in a ring style segment or something. I wish we could have gotten them, in the actual arena last week in Providence, but they only did that backstage segment. I wish we could have had something, ringside or something like that, but nonetheless, solid match for me. I mean, great effort out of all 10 women coming off of that incredible Evolution pay-per-view last night. High remarks from all of us. Definitely one of our pay-per-views of the year, if not the pay-per-view of the year as of right now. So, yeah, really nothing more to say on this. 3.25. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, come on in. And no matches really stood out for me tonight. But on this night, I think this is the only real standout match we had tonight.
Yeah, this was the only standout match, and I do agree this was 3 to 3.25, and definitely the fight of the night, no doubt about it. So, I mean, yeah, nice work by all these women. I mean, now it looks like Trish and Lita are going to go away for a while. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. Let's just move right along, Florio.
Alrighty, let's move on to this. Well, it was the debut of Babyface Elias, because as you know, Elias turned face last week as part of that historic Monday Night Raw that we had, that emotionally charged Monday Night Raw in Providence last week. He cemented that face turn when he took out Baron Corbin with the guitar, and well, he did his little shtick in the ring, but then he went out and he then went backstage. He went over to Corbin's office and played him a little song and poking fun at him. And then he got attacked by Jinder Mahal, and then it led into a match with Elias against Jinder Mahal. This is cutout stuff here, but Elias defeats Jinder Mahal in 4 minutes and 5 seconds with a drift away. Yeah, that was not a strong follow-up to Elias turning babyface last week. And boy, howdy, have the mighty how the mighty have fallen in the case of Jinder Mahal since his title reign, since his WWE Championship reign. So yeah, so no comment there. That was like a 1-star effort. That's all I can say on that. So then we had a triple threat tag team matchup: the Authors of Pain against the Ascension, and along as well as Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. Chad Gable and Bobby Roode pick up the win. Like I said, this was another 1-star effort, and who knows how far this match is going to go when it comes to the tag team championship situation, because we're going to address that right now, because this is right here without a doubt, and I know I speak on behalf of all three of us, the segment of the night right here. This was one of the segments we were waiting for all night. Seth Rollins, he comes out and he calls out Dean Ambrose. He wanted answers. He demanded answers from Ambrose after one of the most shocking heel turns we've seen in quite some time. I mean, you remember the story. I mean, Ambrose and Rollins had just won the tag team championship in that near 5-star classic against Ziggler and McIntyre. And, we thought we were going to get one of the greatest feel-good moments of all time, but oh no, we didn't get that. Ambrose turned his back on Rollins and the Shield and laid out Rollins. But Ambrose would come out, but he was upstairs. He was on the he was in the crowd. He was on the stairs, like they used to do with the Shield, and Ambrose did not say one word. And then Rollins just kept badgering him, called him a cold-hearted you-know-what, and he said it was the most emotional night in the history of the Shield, and Ambrose spat on him and all that. And then Rollins would call him a soulless lunatic and said, hey, if you're not going to come down here, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to beat an answer out of you. And then Ambrose walked away without saying a word. Without a doubt, this was the segment of the night right here. Another one of the few highlights of this show tonight. Rollins did a nice job with his end, and obviously they left us viewers wanting the explanation from Ambrose. So both men were absolutely perfect. I mean, Rollins, like the betrayed best buddy, and like the scorned was like the scorned best friend, and then Ambrose. This is why I've always loved Dean Ambrose in the Shield. I mean, his facial expressions and the whole 9 yards, absolutely perfect. And this segment could not have gone any better. So, without a doubt, this was the segment of the night. I mean, Bullock, both men were perfect here. Rollins, I love the fire and intensity that Rollins showed as the scorned best buddy. And then Ambrose, with those facial expressions, didn't say a word. Perfection.
You're right, Florio. This was perfectly done. I mean, Seth Rollins demanding answers. I mean, on why Dean would do this on the night that when Roman Reigns announced that he had leukemia, and that all of a sudden he wanted to make it about Dean Ambrose, and he kept wanting answers. Dean didn't say a word and wanted to beat an answer out of him, but Dean said not tonight. And yeah, I mean, this was just perfectly done, and without a doubt, the segment of the night, no doubt about it. So, Didi Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, definitely the segment of the night. Very powerful. You know, even with no words said from Ambrose, I think he spoke volumes in just the way he handled it. I mean, yeah, he put the microphone up like he was going to talk, and then just kind of, dropped it back to his side. He wasn't going to say a word, and we all pretty much know, why he did it. I mean, they got in his head, and of course WWE wanted the turn because of Roman leaving. So, you know, very well done segment. Definitely, this is going to be a feud that's going to be going for a while. So, not much more I'm going to say about it. Florio, let's move on.
Yeah, we've got cutouts galore here, folks. So Bullock and Didi hang tight here. Nia Jax went up against Ember Moon. Nia Jax won the match in 3 minutes and 20 seconds off a distraction by Tamina Snuka. Ember Moon was annoying earlier to the point she seemed kind of heelish, and now Nia Jax takes advantage of a distraction created by Tamina, and she seems potentially heelish. I have no idea what they want from us viewers in this oddball storyline. So now we have the Lucha House Party, Kalisto and Lince Dorado with Gran Metalik in their corner. They squared off against the Revival. Lucha House Party, one of the big hits of 205 Live. The best show in WWE today, bar none. And my latest review will be emblematic of that. Kalisto and Lince Dorado, they beat the Revival 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Kalisto with a Salida del Sol on Dash Wilder for the win. My question is, have they found roles for all the cruiserweights on the main shows yet so they can pull the plug on 205 Live? Either way, congratulations to the Lucha House Party for joining a tag team division that may or may not have champions and a bunch of poorly used teams such as the Revival. So, yeah, that tag team division is certainly a mess. And then we had another cutout, Dolph Ziggler squaring off against Apollo Crews. Dolph Ziggler won that match, of course, in a short amount of time. That was another meh effort. The pre-match promo that he and Drew cut before the match was far better than the match. So, and now we go to the main event of the main event segment of the evening. The Brothers of Destruction, The Undertaker and Kane, hyping the Crown Jewel match, and interrupted by D-Generation X. Triple H comes out, and then all of a sudden, Shawn Michaels shows up and super kicks the Undertaker, and that's basically how Monday Night Raw ends. So Bullock, I mean, great way to set the table for the Crown Jewel bout here. So but unfortunately, your man the Undertaker gets laid out by some sweet chin music a la HBK.
Yeah, we Undertaker certainly knows what that's like. I mean, this was a good segment here. I mean, Taker and Kane basically talking about what they were going to do to DX, and then they come out and we just see Triple H, and then we think he's coming out on the stage, but he comes right from behind. Boom! A little sweet chin music. And it didn't keep the Undertaker down for long. So, yeah, definitely adds a nice build going into this tag team match. First time ever, DX and the Brothers of Destruction going at it. So, yeah, nothing more that needs to be said. Didi Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, it was a very well done segment to end the show. Good way to end it, better than their so-called main event they had tonight. Good lead off for crown jewel coming up. So yeah, not much more I'm gonna say about it. Florio, take it.
Yeah. Good way to close the show. You know, it was another solid promo from Undertaker and Kane, and then Triple H with a distraction and HBK with the sweet chin music on the Undertaker. I would probably say this was the third best segment of the night, and you know, a good but not overly great way to close out what was a very, very bad edition of Monday Night Raw this evening. I'm very disappointed in this show tonight. I mean, what a shame. I mean, after that epic show we had in Providence last week, that newsworthy, emotional Monday Night Raw that we had in Providence a week ago, that MF Bullock and I got to see up close and personal in section 302, row D, seats 10 through 12. Yeah. Being back in front of our TV sets this evening, the magic was not there. That's all there is to say. Yes, there were some moments, but yeah, this was far worse. This was, I hate to say it, but this was a back to reality show this evening. Like I said, great Raw in Providence last week. An amazing and wonderfully done Evolution pay-per-view last night. And then they give us this crap bowl of the night. And as Didi would say, unfortunately, the Monkey Riders found their way out of the cage this evening, and they wreaked havoc and made this night a living hell for us. So
yeah, those freaking Monkey Riders.
Yeah, go from a banner night last night to that great Evolution pay-per-view and Bullock's Red Sox winning the World Series, and then this. Yeah, so Didi Whitson, come on in. We're gonna get you out of here. I know you gotta get going here. So let's get a quick thought on this blech edition of Monday Night Raw. And what a shame after that damn good show we had in Providence last week.
Yeah, this definitely was one of the worst Raws we've had in a while. I'm hitting it hard. I'm hitting it with 2 stars. It was just, it was boring. There just wasn't, the segments were all right. Getting to see Corbin getting beat up, that's always good. Because, of course, nobody likes Corbin. I'm not a big Elias fan, but I think this week I'll actually approve of the song. Because we pretty much know it's, that one line that he shut the door on was pretty much true. And then we had the segment with Dean and Seth, definitely segment of the night. But just everything was just kind of blah, except for just, most of the segments were all right. Some of the backstage segments were really good. Just this wasn't a whole lot of lackluster, there's a lot of lackluster in the matches and everything. So yeah, not much more I'm gonna say about it. I will see you guys tomorrow. I gotta get to bed since I gotta get up early in the morning. So see y'all.
All right, good night, Didi, and we'll keep you posted as to when Cerebral Smack Talk is, since MF's not here. So I messaged him. Hopefully he'll get back to us. So yeah, I'll definitely keep you posted. So go on. We'll see you. We'll see you next time we see you. So all right. For the most part, I agree with Didi's rating, but I'm gonna go maybe a little higher here, smidge higher. I'm gonna give this between 3 and 4, 3 to 4 out of 10. We only had one really good match, which was that 10-woman tag team match, and the 3 segments. The Seth Rollins Dean Ambrose segment, that was the most standout moment of the night, without a doubt. That was the highlight of the night. And you had that opening segment, which was solid, with Strowman and Lesnar, and Heyman. And the main event segment, while it was okay, it was just okay for me. It was just all right for me. That's really all there is to say on that. And like I said, the 10-woman tag was really the only good match we had. Balor and Lashley was okay. And then pretty much all the other matches were just about cutouts and too many video packages. I mean, I understand they want to hype the event, and that's fine, but it's the hype just wasn't there. I mean, the videos. I mean, too many video packages, too many cutouts, and this was without a doubt the very epitome of what I call a back to reality edition of Monday Night Raw. And it indeed was back to reality. I mean, well, last Monday night in Providence, we were spoiled. That's all there is to it. I mean, Bullock, MF, and I had an amazing time, and I said it was the best damn wrestling show I ever went to in Providence out of all the ones I've ever been to in just about 25, 30 years or so. And then we get this crap bowl tonight. I mean, great Raw in Providence last week. Evolution was off the hook last night, and then tonight, you get this? We get a throwaway show? Jesus, man. We got Raw vs. SmackDown coming up at Survivor Series. Becky Lynch against Ronda Rousey. That's the only thing we've got announced, and at least there's that. I mean, I'm glad to hear that we're going to get another Raw vs. SmackDown Survivor Series. I wish MF would have been with us tonight. I mean, I would have loved to have gotten his early thoughts on it, but it is what it is. So hopefully next week when they go to the UK, hopefully we get a much better show. And I'm already dreading it because it's a taped show, and taped shows usually don't go so well. So hopefully this is one of the rare times it will. So 3 to 4 out of 10 for me. Nothing more to say. So Bullock, let's get your thoughts on what was without a doubt a back to reality edition of Monday Night Raw after that great show we saw in Providence last week, and then that equally epic Evolution pay-per-view last night.
Yeah, it was definitely a back to reality when it comes to this edition of Monday Night Raw. I'm going to agree with DD's rating. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10 as well. I mean, yeah, it's good promos and some good segments, but I mean, other than that, it was just bad. So, yeah, nothing more to say. Florio, it's time for your Tony's take.
Yeah, Tony's take, and this will be much better than what we witnessed tonight. Last week actually marked the 100th episode of 205 Live, so congratulations to those guys. And they delivered another quality show. Monday Night Raw, take notes. This is how you deliver a quality show. We started it off with the 205 Live in-ring debut for Mike Kanellis. He went up against Lince Dorado from the Lucha House Party, and Mike Kanellis actually got the win in 11 minutes and 40 seconds. 3-star match. It was an overall good match, with it feeling more like a showcase for Dorado more than Kanellis. And Kanellis came off as fine but unspectacular in his debut. So nothing more to say here. Main event. Oh, what a matchup here. Hideo Itami, Mustafa Ali in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Winner of the match in 15.5 minutes. Mustafa Ali with an 0.54 through a table. Wow. 4.25 stars. Great match. Worked with tremendous aggression and really playing off of the hate in the feud extremely well. Pacing was good. Consistently built to the end, and they used the stipulation very well. In the end, Ali doesn't only win, but does so in a definitive way to end the feud and get him into a match that could give him a Cruiserweight title shot. Well done. And next week, Mustafa Ali will face Tony Nese. And that is a number 1 contenders match. So whoever wins that will be Buddy Murphy's first challenger for the Cruiserweight Championship. So 7 3/4 to 8 out of 10. It delivered once again a good opener and successful debut for Mike Kanellis. An incredible main event and a huge number 1 contenders match being set for next week or Wednesday night with Mustafa Ali and Tony Nese squaring off, where the winner will go up against Buddy Murphy down the road for the Cruiserweight Championship. So Well done. Well done. So, no more to say here. Let's just move on over to Impact Wrestling for this past week. Of course, it's now on at 10 p.m. Eastern on Thursday nights. No longer at 8. It's now on 10 o'clock Thursday nights. And we started it off with we have let me see here. Sami Callihan squaring off against Trevor Lee. Sami Callihan wins the match, 5 minutes and 50 seconds. 2.5-star match. It was a solid match for the most part. And hey, just give me a minute here. Yeah, solid match that continues Sami's momentum and set up the post-match angle, which came off well. So nothing more to say there. LAX went up against some tag team called the Heavenly Bodies. No, I'm not talking about the Heavenly Bodies from yesteryear, Tom Pritchard and Jimmy Del Rey. No, another tag team calling themselves the Heavenly Bodies, but LAX won that match in 5 minutes and 55 seconds. 3-star match. It was short, but good and fun overall with LAX continuing to roll. Then we had Rohit Raju against Gama Singh. Rohit Raju wins by disqualification in 1 minute and 55 seconds. No comment. I mean, get the you-know-what out of here with this nonsense. I mean, the Desi Hit Squad, I'm never going to be sold on them unless they prove me wrong down the road. But sorry, I don't want anything to do with that. KM and Falaba against Killer Kross and Moose. Killer Kross and Moose win the match in 9 minutes and 25 seconds. 2 3/4-star match. It was pretty good. Boz, a ton of fun. Kross looked like a beast, and Moose and Edwards continues. As a whole segment, it was good stuff. And then from there, Su Yung went up against Kira Hogan. Su Yung wins in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. 2.5-star match. It was a solid match, which was more about advancing the new Ali character and likely rematch with Su Yung down the road. And now to the main event of the evening, Johnny Impact. John Morrison, for all the old school WWE fans. He is the TNA Impact Heavyweight Champion. You remember he won the title from Austin Aries at Bound for Glory. He had his first title defense against Phoenix. Winner of the match in 14 minutes and 20 seconds. And still, the Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, Johnny Impact. Fight of the night, 4 stars. Yeah, it lacked in terms of drama. And Phoenix having a real chance of winning. This was a great main event. Ton of fun and filled with some spectacular athleticism and establishing Johnny Impact as a strong babyface champion that will defend against anyone. So, nothing more to say here. 7 out of 10. Good show with a great main event. They did a good job of starting some new programs. LAX against Matt Sydal and Ethan Page. Killer Kross against Johnny Impact. The Lucha Brothers against the OGs. And continuing other programs. Sami Callihan and Brian Cage. Ali and Su Yung. Moose and Eddie Edwards. We're also setting up some matches for next week. Last week was a solid start, but this week we saw the post-Bound for Glory landscape starting to take shape. The only bad thing was the horrible Desi Hit Squad nonsense. It hasn't worked, it doesn't work, and is a drain and waste of television time. So definitely a 7 out of 10 for this week. So with all that being said, let's see what's on tap for this week that you can expect Thursday night at 10 p.m. on Pop Television. The new Desi Hit Squad will square off against a tag team called the Beach Bums. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, no, I stand corrected. Rich Swann will go one-on-one with Willie Mack. The new Desi Hit Squad will then go up against the Beach Bums. Yeah, you don't want to see that. That's going to be a waste of your time. Taya Valkyrie squaring off against Tessa Blanchard. I do believe this will be a Knockouts Championship matchup. A return match from Bound for Glory. LAX defending their World Tag Team Championships against Matt Sydal and Ethan Page. And then Pentagon Jr. squaring off against Homicide. So that's all you can expect this Thursday night at 10 p.m. on Pop Television. So So that will put a bow on this edition of Ridiculously Raw. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. Fortunately, I have not heard back from MF, so I don't know what's going to be on tap, but I don't know if it'll be tomorrow night or if it'll be Wednesday night, but either one of those times we will have the Cerebral Smack Talk. We'll run down SmackDown Live. I don't know if MF will have a Mikey's Mindset. We'll see if he does. And then, of course, Thursday, we have a huge edition of College Football Thursday. I'm really looking forward to that show. So many great matchups. Of course, we all know what the headline matchup will be. The big showdown on Saturday night in prime time. Alabama, LSU on CBS. That is going to be a sight to see. I cannot wait to watch that Saturday night. And then Friday night, we have NFL Friday. So many great matchups to look forward to in the NFL. Of course, the one we're all talking about. Green Bay Packers and the New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Don't get no bigger than that, my friends. That's all I can say on that. And of course, and we also have a game of the century, a rare game of the century, the Los Angeles Rams and the New Orleans Saints at the Superdome in New Orleans. Oh my goodness, that's got game of the year potential right there. And we'll talk about that on Friday night. And then, of course, next week back here for Ridiculously Raw as we start the road. We can officially start the road to the Survivor Series. I cannot wait. Raw versus SmackDown again. It's going to be great. So that's it. So until either tomorrow or Wednesday for the Cerebral Smack Talk, it's your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Florio here for the Phenom Michael Bullock and in spirit. Good old MF Michael Fletcher, the Twisted Angel Didi Woodson, and Derek Ferrera. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed day or a blessed Tuesday or a couple of days. And until either tomorrow or Wednesday night for the Cerebral Smack Talk, keep it watching Ridiculously Raw right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who's been a part of this one, for now, stay Florio. So long. And bye, everybody. Bye.